Right, good morning to you. It is 8 o'clock. You're watching Morning Live on this Freedom Day, the 27th of April. South Africa celebrating 23 years of freedom. President Jacob Zuma and his deputy Cyril Ramaphosa are set to lead the main celebrations in Manguzi, northern Kwa-Zulu Natal later on this morning. The celebrations will focus on the fight against crime. However, President Zuma's critics will rally against him. A number of opposition parties and civil society organizations will mark the day at a rally that will be held in Pretoria today.
As South Africa gears up to celebrate 23 years of democracy, the nation is gripped by increased racial tensions, service delivery and student protests, infighting within state institutions and calls from opposition parties for President Zuma to step down. The ruling ANC says these challenges are an indication of a mature democracy.
We're discussing now what we call radical economic transformation. I want to take you back and say, the first phase, we say this is the second phase of radical economic transformation. The first phase itself was radical in the sense that we got power from the Nationalist Party regime that was not at its weakest, where prospects of military defeat were very remote, but they handed over power. That was radical. Therefore, we had political power. Out of that political power, we accessed state power. Out of that state power, we developed a constitution that gave rights to the people of South Africa.
Opposition parties aren't convinced.
Fortunately, because of the sacrifices that were made, we are now in a position where we are able to wage a peaceful struggle for economic freedom. We are able to wage that struggle without having to fire a single bullet.
Right now, we are witnessing the ruling party failing to own up the mess we are in, where the leadership of this country doesn't care. They do as they want. The misuse of state resources, the corruption at the highest offices is done under the watch of the African National Congress.
Political commentators warn that the ANC's loss of major metros in the 2016 local government elections should be regarded as a serious warning ahead of the 2019 national elections.
The dissipation of ideological clarity, the lack of vision, poor leadership, poor choice of leaders, ill-considered leadership decisions, and dissonance within the political movement. And when state preservation becomes more primary than preserving the dream and getting people live a better life, that's those things there. He said it in 1966. We are living to see it. Almost 50 years later, we have not learned our lessons.
The downgrade of South Africa's credit rating by global rating agencies is another worrying sign for the economy. Dumala Mohlaudi, SABC News, Johannesburg.